Vicki from Minerva. I'm joined today by Natalie and we're here to talk about all things Sewing Bee. So in case you didn't know, the Sewing Bee series for this year started last night. It's on BBC One at 9 o'clock. And of course everyone here at Minerva, us included, are super excited about it. So in last night's episode we got to meet the 12 brand new contestants, get to know a little bit about them, and of course the 3 challenges that were set. So did you watch it, Natalie?
Of course I watched it. Oh my god, I love the Sewing Bee so much. I've never missed a series. It's my favourite. Why do they only put it on once a year? I don't know. But yeah, it was so exciting. I don't know if a lot of sewists are the same, but you go through phases where you kind of lose your sojo.
Yes,
you don't really feel like sewing, but summer's the best time. Yeah. And it's just so inspiring to watch 12 people make like 3 things an episode. Yeah. Like there's got to be something in there for everyone. And I came away feeling like really inspired by this episode. Well. Yeah. So it's just going to be so fab to try new things, to be introduced to like sewing around the world that we've never seen before, and to really get like the personality of each of the sewists, because that's like
it's nice to get to know them as you go through.
Everyone, you always get like a little favourite that you're backing.
That you want to
win. So I'm really excited. I'm more excited to talk about it as well. Yeah. But I think before we go anywhere, I need to know exactly what you're wearing. And this outfit.
Thank you. So this is the Wilder gown. So it's a Friday Pattern Company pattern. So this is like the blouse sort of tunic version. Yeah, it's a new pattern to me. And I must admit I really like it. I wasn't sure about this neckline on me, but like just when I've actually got the garment on, I really like it. And the fabric is our Minerva exclusive. It's a viscose chalet, of course, and it's the pop cheetah print.
I love those colours.
Yeah, I think it normally pinks and reds. Well, red maybe, but pink wouldn't necessarily be a colour I'd go to. But I think because it's red and pink and it's so poppy. Yeah, as the name suggests. Yeah. I don't know, just something about the print, I really love it, and I'm definitely going to make more of it.
I've seen so many gowns in this as well, like really, you can do literally anything with the Wilder gown. There's like translucent kind of like organza versions that people wear under like a slip dress, and it ties it, you can do a big like dramatic bow if you've got like a fabric.
I think for me, I kind of like it open a little bit because I'm not really into wearing very high neck things generally, but that's the great thing about pattern, isn't it? It gives you,
and you can just like add a tier. I keep adding tiers if you wanted like big drama as well.
I kind of think the next one, should I make the dress maybe? But I do just wear lots of tops for work, and I think if I make a top, I'll wear it lots.
It is a comfort thing. But since you've got the pattern, you could save it for like a wedding do and make like a fancier gown version.
I think maybe like a satiny kind, or a sateen type of fabric would be lovely for that, wouldn't it?
Ooh, I'm seeing it already. Okay, you need an event to go to. Somebody invite Vicki to something like now. And I'm wearing the Style Art Montana dress, which is
a popular pattern.
The comfiest. Yeah, it's definitely a bestseller, isn't it? This is the comfiest thing I've ever put on, and pockets. So need we say any more? And this is the bubble lights, also a viscose chalet, so super breathable, which is great for summer. Yeah. And again, I'm out of my comfort zone because I don't normally wear kind of bigger
you always
garments. I kind of wear tight fitted, but it feels so nice. So we've actually got some kits coming out on this as well. So if you're inspired by my ensemble, you can grab a kit from tomorrow, I think it is. Yes, so fab. So
fabulous.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah. So let's jump into the first challenge then. So this was to make a twist top, wasn't it? So what did you think of it?
I thought it was such a tricky one to get them started. Like it really sets the mood for how the whole series is going to be, I think. Like, they want to increase the difficulty as we go. They want the best of the best, don't they? If I was faced with that pattern, I would really struggle. And they did have a little moment, didn't they, where they had a huddle and they were like, how do we put the hole in here? How do we
I do think that's really cute on the Sewing Bee, isn't it? Like so many like, I don't know, challenge type different series of this sort of thing. Nobody helps each other do it on the Sewing Bee. They all chip in and help. I think that's really
and on like in the first episode that they've clearly like bonded really well as well. It was really sweet. So I enjoyed it, but I was like, I would not want to see those pattern instructions. I myself prefer a sew along. I prefer kind of verbal instructions.
Yeah, you're not really one to follow written. Whereas I am like I logical step by step just to follow as it tells me. Like that's my comfort zone.
How would you deal with the time though?
Well, I have made a twist top before, like a while ago, and I think just once you've got your head round it, it's actually quite simple. So for a sew along video would be, you know, would be like really good to show that.
A little bit of origami.
But if you've not made it before and you've only got written instructions, like, and you're under that, it's the time pressure that's the killer, isn't it? I think, you know, all those sewers in, like, you know, they were just sewing that at home, they'd probably easily make it in that time. Anyway, but, you know, you've got cameras on you. And,
and like the choice of fabric as well, because Esmé said that cotton would do well for the structure of it. Some people went for like a kind of a viscose challis, and some people went for like a silk kind of.
It was Matthew that used that glittery lace fabric, wasn't it? Which, because that's like a heavier fabric, you might think, I mean, they did mention it, didn't they, like saying, oh, you've gone for a more usual fabric there, but actually it held the shape of that twist very nicely, didn't it? So it's, I think it wasn't the easiest challenge for first week.
No.
I mean, in previous seasons, you know, series, they've definitely started with easier patterns than that, haven't they? So, like you said, it's kind of setting the bar now for the rest of the series, isn't it? But I mean, they all did pretty well, didn't they?
Did.
Okay, a few odd sleeves.
But I would be very guilty of that.
That's just the time pressure and panicking.
And the little French seams popping through. I personally have got something to admit. I've never done a French seam in my life, but we do have a Linsew video on that with lovely Jo, so that's really good at talking you through it. And it's really good for like lighter fabrics if you've got like mesh or something like that to disguise those seams.
And it's just, you know, let's say if you did it on like a viscose like this, so it's just a lovely finishing touch inside, and they're really not difficult to sew once you've got your head around the concept of, you know, you're starting like the opposite way to what you normally would. It's just, you know, you're kind of doubling your workload. But it does give a really lovely finish.
And it will improve the longevity of your clothes as well. There's less moving of seams, and with fabrics as well that the weave is a bit more vulnerable.
Looser,
it gives you that kind of like extra thing. So
it is, if you want to invest the time into doing it. I mean, it is a lovely finish. So Jo's video on that is great.
So if people want to make their own version of a twist top, we've got a few little suggestions.
So the one that we think is probably more similar, I think, to what they've used last night on the show, is Butterick 6893. And I mean, this pattern is actually a dress or a jumpsuit pattern, not a top. So you might be thinking, you know, why would you choose this? But if you look at the sleeveless version, and just look at that twist in it, if you made, you know, I think this is really easily hackable into a top. And if you remove like the skirt or the trousers from, you know, from the pattern, to me that looks so similar to what they used.
I really love that it's got like a small sort of sleeve, like a kind of
option.
It's like a little butterfly. I don't know what the technical
sleeve. I love a flutter
I was close. A flutter sleeve.
But that's the good. See, with me, like I would be sewing that flutter sleeve. You know, even though the sleeveless version is more similar to what they used last night.
I do like that.
It's just,
but it's got the options. I think that's also quite difficult to get your head around when you're sewing. Is if you go for a pattern that's got all the bells and whistles, you can then take it away. So that's probably kind of the best way to make your stash of patterns more versatile in the long run. This has got a jumpsuit.
I mean, you love the jumpsuit.
I love the jumpsuit.
I love the dress version, and like the skirt's shape on it is quite full, which just like skims over your hips. I've always loved that kind of style. But it's, you know, relatively fitted at the waist with that twist sort of knot.
It's a really nice detail. I like a cinch at the waist as well.
I do as well.
And this is good for formal stuff as well, as we were saying before. You get so much for
I mean, this pattern is for woven fabrics, and it's recommended like crepe, rayon, satin, challis. You know, so you need like a light to medium weight woven fabric with some sort of drape, but you leave loads of choices with that. But I mean, I think for, you know, if you're going to sew the top, the jumpsuit or the dress, for my number one choice for that would be viscose challis.
Would you go for something a little heavier for the jumpsuit, just to give it a bit?
I mean, if you're going to make like a fancier version of something you were going to wear maybe in winter, yes, maybe. But challis would be fabulous for the jumpsuit. It would just hang really well. And like the legs on it are
wider.
They're wider, so it would swish really beautifully. And so in terms of why I think viscose challis is, you know, a perfect fabric for it. So this is the same one as the dress you're wearing, isn't it?
Who wore it best? Me on the hanger.
This is our so it's 100% viscose challis, and you know the weight of this.
I mean, you can see the drape here and this
absolutely. Yeah, how it gathers up along there, it's lovely. And the weight of it means, like you were saying for the jumpsuit, you know, it's not too lightweight, so it's, you know, it's going to give you enough coverage. But at the same time, you can see the drape of it, can't you? And you know, just how that sort of like would twist and how it would lay. It's just
I'm a fan of go bold or go home.
Yes,
everyone in the office can account for the fact that it's either goth day or bold bright colours. So all of these appeal to me. They're just absolutely gorgeous. I have made a dress in this as well. Oh, they're just so beautiful. Lovely.
I mean, you can just see the movement in that, can't you? And the fact that they're breathable and you know, with it being viscose, they're just. You know, I mean, both of us are wearing them today, aren't we? They're they're so comfortable to wear, especially spring and summer, but all year round, really.
Yeah. This is the whole thing, just us stroking fabric. So we're doing a fun thing where we've decided to choose patterns and fabric that we would do if we were ever on the show.
Yeah, and if we could choose a twist pattern and a fabric, so endless choice, what would be our take on it, isn't it? So I'll let you go first.
Okay. So my choice is the Butterick 6899. So it's this top pattern, and I was just really inspired by the colour combos.
Yeah, like the colour blocking.
Yeah, and I also think this pattern, I mean, it's got 3 views, but I also think it's super hackable as well.
Yeah,
it's a good base to have.
Easily make that into a dress. I mean, you would just lengthen it.
Yeah, I was sort of thinking it as a sort of strappy cami. That would also be easy to do. So I think that's one piece rather than inserted sleeves, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a
so you would just change the top of the actual pattern and remove the sleeves. But yeah, super cute. And I'm really obsessed with colour blocking, so that's why that stood out to me as well. And it's really big in fashion. I don't really think it goes out, but really strong, bold colours that are the opposite sides of the colour wheel. So that means they're complementary.
Yes.
So my choice of patterns for these are this beautiful. So
this is our soft crepe fabric, isn't it? So it's very lightweight, quite tightly woven. I mean, you can see again, it's a very soft drapey fabric.
Yeah.
It's actually it's a really fantastic value fabric as well. It's a really good price point, isn't it? Comes in like a gazillion colours.
It was very, very hard to choose because you know you could go anyway with it. I thought initially orange, like the front of the packaging. You could do purple and orange.
I quite like black and white, black and ivory, maybe like red and I don't know, like a wine colour or something like that. Like tones of the same colour.
Exactly. Like just an offset, so a bolder pink and a softer one. Yeah. So I think this is light jade and is it watermelon? Yes. So that would be my choice, and you could just see how they would twist.
Yes.
Beautifully.
I mean, I love colour blocking as well, but I think on that twist top pattern, because both colours are twisting together, that it just creates like a bit of magic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I really like that about it.
It's fun, and it's also like an easy pattern to get stuck into if you don't want something too. You know, an afternoon. I want a quick sew personally.
I'm same. I love a quick sew.
That's right up my street. So what have you chosen?
So my pattern. So I've gone a little bit rogue, and I've chose a pattern for a knit fabric. So this is Burda 6911, and I love it's got quite like a relatively low V neckline, which I really like, and then the twist is right at the neckline.
Lovely.
So rather than being a little bit lower down, I thought that was really nice. And there's a dress option on it as well, which again has that sort of like more than an A-line, so it's got like a flared skirt, which I just think is really lovely. And then it's got a short or a longer sleeve option as well. You could probably leave it sleeveless as well if you wanted to. I think so.
That's the epitome of summer. That's like summer holiday.
I just think that's really cool.
Vacation,
stretchy. I love a jersey make. I mean, probably more than half the things I make are in a knit fabric. I love sewing it and I love wearing it. Yeah.
So it puts some people off, doesn't it? Yes. Some people a bit. I mean, it's not that divided, but some people prefer woven, some people prefer stretch.
Sometimes, you know, we have customers here at Minerva, and, you know, they're people that have sewn all their life and they've never ventured into knits. And I always want to like try and give those people the confidence to do it, because it's really not as, I mean, some knits can be difficult, but I mean, some wovens can be difficult as well,
especially if you've got an overlocker as well.
My overlocker's my baby. I mean, I've only had it probably like 6-7 years or something. Like I sew knits long before that without an overlock, and it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But I must admit, my overlock is my baby. I
love
love it.
It's how you do a quick sew.
Yeah, we're all for quick sew, aren't we? So.
Oh, gorgeous pattern.
Yeah. I think that's such a good one. And then fabric wise, I chose it's a Minerva exclusive viscose jersey, which is beautiful. It really is the most beautiful quality viscose jersey I've ever felt. And this print is our boudoir bouquet print. And I chose this print because it's quite small scale, I would say. And where that twist will happen, I think it doesn't spoil the print. It accentuates it, and it just
and also because
really
it's
lovely.
Roses, it's almost like a abstract floral print. It sort of mimics that as well.
Yeah,
it mimics the shape of the rose.
Yeah, especially like those like fuchsia.
That's what you were thinking.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was the whole point of it.
But yeah, I think that'd be really lovely.
And
I don't know, in that fabric, for me, I'd probably want to make the dress version. I know on the challenge I'd have to make the top, because it's finished for a twist top. But
just hide the
at
bottom.
home, I would want to make the dress in that. I think
I'm
it's
curious,
gorgeous.
What does the viscose bring to the jersey?
The viscose brings the drape,
right,
and it's just that beautiful feel that it has. It's really, it's soft, but it's like got body to it.
Yeah.
And this, it has, I think if I remember right, it's 8% elastane, so it has really good recovery as well, which it's all like the signs of a really good quality jersey.
It's just beautiful.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Oh, a fabulous choice.
Yeah.
So have that sewn up by tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so those are our choices.
Yeah.
For now. Any bonus patterns?
Actually, we had another one, didn't we? So if you were inspired by my knit pick pattern, so we did find another twist knit pattern.
Twist knit.
Yeah, that's a tongue twister, isn't it? So this one is McCall's 7975, and this one's a little bit different because the twist is further down and like to one side.
It makes it more subtle, but it's kind of like a cool, casual, slouchy.
Like the model on the front of the envelope, just wearing it with jeans. And I think, again, you could make it in a viscose jersey or more of a sweat in it in winter.
It looks great. It looks like a great pattern for the 3 views for sort of building, it's got 4 views, for building like part of your capsule wardrobe.
Yeah.
So you could do it in a couple of colours and mix and match it.
And I do think, really if you compare view A to view C, so view A's just got a little short, like cap sleeve almost. View C's got like a longer sleeve that has like then a frill around the bottom. It's only the change of sleeve that's different, but that is such a different, the two completely different tops.
The bottom one's saying autumn to me, these cute sleeves with a little mini black skirt and some tights and boots, that's what that's giving. So it's sort of an all-rounder.
And like in a viscose or a cotton jersey, just perfect for every day in summer then, isn't it? So I think that's another good option. If you like the idea of throwing something in knits and something nice and comfy, it's just another take on the twist top, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
So the second challenge last night was the refashioning challenge, which honestly is always my least favourite of the 3. You love it, don't you?
I love it. Yeah. My whole sewing journey is kind of like I'll do a proper project where I do a proper sew with the pattern, and then I'll need a little break to do something that's like a transformation.
Something creative.
And I'll just have that idea and I'll just have to do it there and then. So I've made like bags from scratch just with like, I've picked up like sometimes like kids clothing from like charity shops and turned them into, I've turned a fleece into a bag, which is on my page on Minerva, which I'm really proud of. Yeah. But I really like that pressure to think outside the box. I mean, maybe not on camera with the things that they were given, but it's part of me to use that flourish and that creativity to sort of like problem solve. And it is good to reuse things and give them a new lease of life.
That's the bit I like about it. So I love the idea of, being able to go to your scrap basket and be able to, it's making something out of nothing, isn't it? I mean, that's part of the whole joy of sewing, isn't it? However,
I mean, it is very different from doing like a scrappy quilt with your leftovers to make a, a runway, look.
I think the bit that bugs me a little bit about this challenge is the expectation from the contestants, to come up with something super like avant-garde or whatever in an hour and a half. I think it's just impossible for them, and I know I would really struggle with that. Like, I think I can be very creative as well as technical, but I need time for that creativity. Like, it doesn't come to me instantly.
It is very surprise. Yeah. And they are uninspiring garments as well.
Yeah,
you've
really got
to
be able to use your imagination. Yes. Yeah, so it was a pencil skirt and a shirt last night, wasn't it? And then like the scrap baskets as well. But I thought the thing that was a bit unfair when some of them got penalised for it, when they only used like mainly the pencil skirt and not the shirt, or vice versa, and they got penalised for that, didn't they? But I kind of thought, like, you know, just to be able to use the pencil skirt and maybe some scrap, like, could have made a better garment maybe.
Yeah,
so,
but
I get that's the
they're hard to fuse generally just with the difference in fabric as well.
I think it was Vicki, on the show that said, like, oh, it's difficult because they're such different weight fabrics, and that brings a challenge.
Popping that like boiled wool into like a shoulder seam and like the bulk of it, like you've got to think on your feet with how things are actually going to sit, or you know, are they going to press out? Are they going to sit flat? So they did a great job. Considering all things considered.
Considering that camera's in the face all the time I was making it. They've an hour and a half, and they've just, you know, they've I don't think they've any prep time at all. No. They just get given it. I don't think I would do a better job in an hour and a half.
So, and the challenge was to bring your personality into it.
Yes.
So we felt that Matt did that really well. Yeah. Like, that was really good, as did Mia. Like, it was really cool to see little essences of what they do, because that's all you get as well, and you in the first challenge you've not really had a chance to showcase what you're all about, so it was nice that it was to do with their personality as well.
And I think it is, I think it's interesting to watch the people that, like Matthews, I mean, I did think that was fantastic. I loved how, like, one side looked, you know, almost like a traditional shirt, and the other was so, like, avant-garde, very Westwood looking, wasn't it? And I think just being able to see the people that naturally take to the transformation challenge, and those that maybe don't, but are very good in other ways. It's just interesting to see the different type of people and what they naturally are good at, isn't it?
Hopefully it was still fun for them, or it just gets you a bit warmed up for what to expect, because you've already seen what they're sewing with next.
I do think that maybe, like, each week that goes by, like, the more you do that transformation challenge, I imagine anyway, that the more you would just get into it and almost kind of like let the rules go a little bit and allow yourself to be creative. I think that's probably the biggest challenge.
And it is, there's more merit for creativity than there is technicality, so there's not that big worry that if it's, you know, got off sleeves the wrong way around, it could look intentional, or it could
Which, when you compare that to the, like, challenge number one, the technical challenge, you know, that's so the opposite, isn't it? I mean, the only kind of creativity they can bring to that is the fabric choice, really, isn't it?
True.
The rest they have to follow. The whole point is to follow the pattern, isn't it? So it's just complete opposite skill sets that they're looking for, isn't it?
I love it. I think we should do it in the office. I think we should have a challenge.
It might give you loving it more.
I would really enjoy that. But no, I thought they did a really good job, and I'm excited to see what they bring to it. So what would you do if you were in that situation?
Honestly, I mean, I've had hours to think about it now as well, haven't I? All whilst watching it last night, all this morning, and I'm still a bit like, I don't know. I don't know.
So I thought maybe I could bring the pencil skirt up but keep the main shape of it, either probably the other way up, so the waistband is turned around. So you turn the pencil skirt around if it fits higher. You should do, in theory. So you've got the bulk of the fabric coming this way, and either do a peplum ruffle off the bottom of the skirt waistband or off the top. So, like, you could use the shirt and create a flounce or a ruffle and bring it around the top. Do you see where I'm going? And bring it in at the sides. And so it's kind of like a funny sort of cone shape. A little bit of a cone sort of bustier, but then it's got the...
You know, it's just not the same at all, but for some reason it's just reminding me, like, when I was back at uni, a lot of my work on my degree was, like, fabric manipulation. I did, like, a textile art degree, so not just a random degree I was doing it. But yeah, a lot of my work was like textile art, fabric manipulation, and I wonder whether my brain would naturally take me to that. It's almost like recreating a fabric from other fabrics and then creating some sort of
so like I'm gonna make a kilt.
Pleats. I mean, whether I could do that in an hour and a half would be a whole different story. But I guess that's maybe where my brain goes. But I think actually the ones that I enjoy the most on transformation challenges is, you know, like say like a waistband or a, you know, like a details already on the garment when they reuse those somehow.
My sort of secondary thought was to use the central part of a shirt and have that going down as an openable skirt, you know, so you can
even like say like the button band, like using those as straps, or I don't know, like I think sometimes it's more successful than others.
Yeah.
But I do love it when they give that a go,
Yeah.
reusing those like special bits of a garment.
It would be really cool to taking the fabric manipulation bit further as well if they were able to quickly spray or dye or you know do sort of like I know they don't have time to just like bleach something or distress or you know if they had some jeans and they had to like really distress and cut into them and stuff. I just think that would be really cool as well.
Yeah, and it was definitely different. I think this series compared to others as well, with having the like the scraps option as well. Like they don't often have that, do they? I don't think they've had that before. Really so I think it just gives them more options as well, doesn't it? Which maybe is overwhelming at first, but maybe over the next few weeks we'll see that kind of come into its own a bit more, maybe.
And it encourages us to go and dive into our scraps and actually have a go.
Yeah, absolutely,
So you'll be making something,
No, I'm holding you accountable on this one.
Next episode I'll be in a fully reimagined like shirt, pencil skirt.
Well, you promised us now.
I know, I'll do it.
So lastly, the final challenge. So this was to make a dress with cut-out details, wasn't it? So I actually really enjoyed this challenge. I thought the brief gave them like plenty of opportunity for lots of variety, because it's quite a loose, vague sort of brief, really, isn't it? I love that it was a dress challenge as well, because I love making and wearing dresses. So that just appealed to me, and I think they did really well.
I do. Like you said, there was so much variety to it.
Yeah, it was
had
really interesting to watch.
Sewing in all kinds of different fabrics, and then obviously cutouts can be placed in so many different places.
And there was definitely some that were more risky and some that weren't.
Yes, from like little side cutouts to whole back cutouts. So you probably wouldn't even think of that. You just think of that as a backless dress. The sort of cutout thing is more of like a trending kind of term, really, isn't it?
It's definitely on trend right now.
But there's been a real like boom in the amount of patterns that there are with cutouts. So
I've actually I filmed a video which has gone live this morning, so you can watch that now on Minerva, and it's like our top 10 patterns that have cutout details. So my take on it was, because like we were talking about it, weren't we? And Natalie is like all for cutout details on patterns. Like you're planning one now, aren't you? But I'm definitely more like, I'm not saying scared of it, but I just don't want to show too much flesh in certain areas.
Sometimes it feels a bit more like a holiday vibe. Like if the sun is on your back, you know, you're not going to be going around Sainsbury's just with all these cutouts. I mean, you might. I mean, if you want it. I mean, once I've made this dress and I'm so proud of it. So the dress that I've got has a lovely little cutout here. It's the Lydia and Naomi confetti pattern. So I'm going to give that a go. A woven pattern, and it's got a little cutout here, but I actually have a tattoo here, so that's the reason why I bought it.
You bought the pattern around the tattoo.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
that's really cool, though, isn't it?
It's a bit unusual, but it's quite nice, and it's either got sleeves or it's a strappy pattern. So I'm going to do a strappy one for summer, and it's got a little bow tie, almost a twisted detail on it as well. So it's kind of like.
2 in 1.
It's like this whole episode of sewing together. But it's really good that they've done this, because for someone like you who never thought about it, you're probably feeling a little bit inspired to maybe give. And
I think like putting that video together, especially like with this, like I said, top 10 patterns that I chose, which lots of them like we noticed on the sewing video, didn't we? So if you're interested in what patterns they used, there's definitely a good few in that video, and just go through that video, just having some that are, for people that just want to dip the toe in the water, right through to people like you that, really love the trend and are, more than happy to have loads of cut-out details. But it definitely made me think, I would venture a little bit further than what maybe I would have done before. And especially like if I'm going to wear it on a holiday, that like doesn't fill me with fear as much. And like there's some patterns in particular where I think for me, so long as like the tummy bit is covered, like the side bits and the back don't bother me as much.
Like, and there's some that have the sort of drawstring detail, so you could kind of you could taper it to show how much you really want to show. Or almost have them meeting and it just be like a fun detail in there. But I do like that.
And it's definitely, I think, like all these patterns as well, with whatever kind of cutout detail they've got, it's like a pattern to get your teeth stuck into a little bit, because of those extra details. I think they'd just be really nice to sew as well.
Also, I think from a technical point of view, those pattern pieces are going to look different. Like you won't have come across that sort of shaping before, so it's good to get you, get used to that sort of thing.
It's a challenge in a in a good way, isn't it? We'll see what you make yours.
I enjoyed it, yeah. So like there was so much variety in what the contestants did, and we had 3 people making the same dress, which was super interesting.
Yeah, because they were all in different fabrics, weren't they? Yes. So which were your favourites then?
I loved Catherine's dress, the black sort of like
the faces
Chinese. The faces print. Yeah, out of the 3 that were the same.
Catherine
had done that. Catherine had done that from like a more luxe.
The satiny one, like sort of an oriental vibe.
But they all give like a different theme. Some of them are a bit more like, you know, like daytime summer.
Yeah, see, I liked the linen version. I think it was it Lauren
that was impeccably made.
Yeah, the fit was lovely. I thought it just. I mean, I love linen anyway. And I just thought for a holiday, summery, everyday kind of vibe, I thought that was gorgeous. But she'd sewn that really well.
And it had like a cottagecore vibe, which is also really trendy.
Yeah.
So anything that's kind of like florals, got a romance feel, the linens and stuff. It was just the shaping of it felt really cottagecore.
Yeah,
so I really enjoyed that.
And I thought Mia, like her take on it, I think it was in a cotton, wasn't it? Yeah. And she'd done a shorter version.
Yeah.
Which again for like a holiday vibe, I think that
it's
was
playful.
A nice take.
Yeah, it's really playful.
And I think in a cotton as well. Again, it just looked, you know, very fresh and summery, and perfect for holiday, wasn't it? Yeah.
And then the absolute goosebumps moment for me was Lizzie's dress. So she said that it was inspired by Dior, and it was the one with the faces, the black one. But it just walked so beautifully.
That was
like that model, just
wasn't it?
Oh my goodness! And the cutout on that wasn't really like it wasn't really like the others. The others are a literal cutout. That was almost like sculpted pieces that came up to the top, which gave it a bit more of a curve. I thought it was beautiful. I would wear that now. Bring it to me. I will wear that dress. I mean, might need to size up a bit, but you know, it was just. But that inspired me. That kind of like. That's what I would like to wear for an event.
I could imagine you wearing that.
You know, if there's like a wedding, I think that's a really nice. It's formal enough but quirky enough to give you your own personality kind of thing.
Absolutely.
If it's okay to get your midriff out at someone's wedding, I don't know what the rules are.
I don't know either.
No, it was a really, really good challenge, and also a special mention to Esmé as well, because that red dress was so different to the others. And she was saying how she's obsessed with polka dots, and we're going to see a lot more of that. But it was just
she was wearing polka dots.
Yes,
wasn't she?
But it made me think of like she was in Italy, like kind of movie star. On a gondola, not caring, sort of big sunglasses, hat sort of thing. And I love that. I love when clothes take you somewhere. Like you could just literally
make you feel
see.
Something.
You know. So I need to plan a trip to Italy. I need to make that dress. But no, it's really, really good, and I'm super excited to see where they go with it each week with these big final challenges.
I think my favourite, probably between 2. So Vicky's I thought was lovely. I thought the fabric she chose was gorgeous. I think it was the big puff sleeves.
The model looked great.
Something about the proportions of it. I thought, and it looked really well sewn as well, didn't it? And the other one was Tony W's. So I think he'd sewn in a knit fabric, hadn't he? And I think there was something about the way it hung on the model. It just fit her beautifully.
Absolutely, and retrospectively, that was a clever choice because the knit fabric is going to cling to the body, whereas some of the other contestants, you know, had to deal with the gaping or, you know, they've only seen the model that day, so you've really got to fit and try and finesse that in such a short amount of time. So having a stretch knit fabric and those drawstrings made it fit like a glove. And
I think, did they get 5 hours for that challenge?
Yes.
So 5 hours, you've got a camera in your face, you're having to talk your way through what you're doing. You're under that time pressure for a start, but also to be fitting it to another model. Like I do think it's one thing making it for yourself when if you've been sewing for years, you're used to doing it, but then suddenly getting somebody else's measurements. Like it did throw a few people. It always throws a few people every year, doesn't it? I think they all did a great job, but I do think it was a clever move using the knit fabric.
Really was.
Definitely.
It was super enjoyable.
But it looked fabulous. It did really well, didn't it? And his emotion at the end.
It was so nice.
So lovely,
It's a great show.
Yeah, it is.
Give me all warm fuzzies.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you did the challenge, what would you make?
Right, so yeah, we've done the same again, haven't we? We've both picked a pattern, we've both picked a fabric, and yeah, so if we were going to go into this, because they can choose whatever they want going into this, can't they?
Freedom.
So if we, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So if I was going to do it, this is actually one of the patterns that I showed in the video that went live this morning, and I love this one. So this is a Mimi G pattern for simplicity. I love loads of her patterns.
Yes.
And this is number 9370, and it's a knit pattern. So I love a knit. Both of my choices have been knits today, haven't they? And there's two different views on the pattern. One that's more like a straight fitting one, which maybe would be more you, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But I love view B or C, so it's the one with the more flared skirt, so it just kind of like skims over your hips but still fitted at the waist. And it's got like a funnel neck. I'd probably choose the short sleeve, and then where the cutout detail comes in is it's got like a cutout sort of like at one side, so it's asymmetric, and then at the other side you have like a belt that's sort of
really
attached,
like that.
and then the belt comes round,
doesn't it? It feels really innovative.
It's the cutout trend, but having that tie over it just takes it up a notch to me. I think that's really lovely.
And you could do that in a contrast to really show it off.
Yeah, I mean it's shown on the envelope. There's two different versions, both shown in plains, which I think is lovely, very elegant. I'd want a print. Yeah, I've chosen print.
Hold that.
Now, if I was making this for a Christmas party, which maybe for the Minerva Christmas party,
start now.
Make sure I'm done in time. I think a velvet knit. Would be amazing.
You don't have to sell velvet today.
No.
Love.
Yeah, we both love velvet, don't we? So yeah, but I'm thinking like summertime, what I'd make right now, and I chose it's another viscose jersey. I just love viscose jersey. I sew in it so much. And this is our floral resort print from the Minerva exclusive collection. And I just think the drape on that would just be so beautiful. The fuller skirt would just swish really nice. Everything, I think it would just be a perfect match for that pattern. And I like that it's a darker background with this floral print on. So the colours in the florals make it nice and summery in one way, but I think you could wear that
I agree,
around.
that's what I was about to say. It has got that vibe that, you know, again, with the styling, you could just wear it year round.
And I have made a top in that exact fabric already.
Is this a directional print?
It is, yeah. It would actually want to be more that way. Yeah.
Just something for people to note, because I'm always forgetting that when I buy pattern fabrics. Or it would affect my decision on whether to...
you might...
we think about pattern matching and directional prints, But no, that is absolutely
it's quite... like you certainly wouldn't need any pattern matching on that. No. If I'm in the mood, I quite like a bit of pattern matching every now and then. Only every now and then. More often than not, I choose stuff that doesn't need pattern matching, or I'll find a way to like remove a seam in a garment so that it flows. It's not distorted, something like that. But both my prints today, no pattern matching.
Yay!
Nice and easy ones. Yeah. So what did you pick?
So my choice is the Vicki Sews Uma.
Very
love.
Very new.
I suppose it's sort of like the opposite to the one that I'm planning to sew.
Yeah.
So it's got the cutouts at the side, but again, gauged by that drawstring, so you've got a bit of control over it. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah, I think it's got quite a low neckline, this one, isn't it? So that coupled with cutouts at the side and all along the back. It's quite a lot of flesh on show but it's fabulous.
It's got good balance to it as well.
I think the puff sleeve balances it.
And it would look completely different depending on what fabric you made it in. Yeah. It could be super luxe, it could be bridesmaid dress, a little risky, but it's a very like on trend kind of vibe.
Yeah, I mean like in a sateen or a satin or something.
Yeah.
For a more dressed
up
look.
Or if you wanted something like linen and very relaxed, much like Lauren's dress. It would just be absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. Even if something soft and drapey, like a viscose chalet would be beautiful. That would give a different vibe again, wouldn't it?
Yes. So I love that. And you could do a contrast top to the bottom to break it up. Or go in plains would look really nice.
And a print would definitely change the look again compared to the version on the envelope, wouldn't it? Yeah.
And if people haven't seen Vicki Sews patterns before, there's like a zillion of them.
Yeah.
They're super quick, super trendy, and a little bit different, aren't they? Because you scan the QR codes in order to get the instructions.
Yeah.
So
I think why they do that, which I understand a lot of people want a printed booklet, but the reason why they do it is because their instructions are so in depth.
Yes.
They're like a book as opposed to a
it's
booklet.
really easy to follow.
Yeah,
with the photos and things as well.
Yeah, you get all photos of each step on the instructions, and I think the owner of the company, she sort of describes them that like if you had a series of Vicki swords patterns. Like the instructions are so in depth that each one is almost like a mini like sewing lesson in its own right, so you can really build up your skills if you sew like quite a few of the patterns.
I agree, they're probably one of the best brands if you are advanced or about to intermediate advanced.
Yeah, trying to like take up your skills.
There's some really like they've just released some sort of wedding-esque patterns. Yeah. So wedding dresses and things. Yeah. That are
they're not easy rated patterns.
No, but
they're never gonna be.
Yeah. If you're out there and you're like, I need a challenge and I need to step it up, they've got some really great stuff, some gorgeous blazers. And
with their instructions to accompany you, you're in the best position then to get a successful garment out of it, aren't you?
So this one is my level. I can achieve this.
Yeah, this one is one of the difficult, super difficult ones, is it? It's like the intermediate rating, isn't it?
And the fabric that I've chosen to go with my Uma dress is this gorgeous femme fatale, which I already love. You could sell me that just on me. And it's one of our cotton satins.
So it's 100% cotton. We've only literally just launched this month, haven't we? And it's just the most beautiful quality cotton I've ever felt. It's beautiful.
And I sew with a lot of cotton, and I was saying to you, I've never really picked up a satin before. The difference,
it's beautiful, isn't
just
it?
the handling,
it's luxurious.
It is honestly, and it's sort of I've fallen foul of choosing a floaty pattern and a poly cotton or something that's too rigid, but this has the drape that you
see
need.
The drape in it, can't you?
Yeah, so if your comfort zone is a woven cotton, but you still want that little like luxurious drapey
something
edge.
A bit, something just extra special. And but you've still got the benefits of it being 100% cotton, really easy to sew. My mum's a big fan of this cloth as well. I think lots of sewers love sewing cotton though, don't they?
Yeah. It's probably where everyone starts. So it's like your comfort zone.
Yeah, absolutely. But to get a cotton that has, it's not see-through like some lawn cottons can be. So it's not see-through, you don't need to worry about that, but it's got the drape, still nice and easy to sew, beautiful to press, and it will be in the Una, wouldn't it? Yeah, absolutely. What like a summery garden party kind of.
Oh my gosh,
gorgeous. So that's another one you now need to make.
Yes, I shall be purchasing
so let's do some.
This sample's going to go missing. I don't think it's quite enough, but I'll make it work. An extremely short.
The top maybe.
But I would love to sew that. So I'll get my teeth stuck into my other cutout, and then when I'm on the sewing bee. Don't think there's a chance of that happening, but I'm like this. Call me, the producers. So that's my choice for that. I thought it was just a great challenge.
It was really fun, wasn't it?
So that concludes our roundup of episode 1 of Sewing Bee. We hope you enjoyed watching and our picks if we were on the Sewing Bee. Really excited for episode 2. Did you agree with the judges? As you can tell, there were no spoilers in this episode. We didn't going to give anything away, but we'd love to know if you agree with the judges, who are your favourites. Leave a comment. Let's get buzzing.
Also, what your favourite challenge was as well, because I'm interested to see, like, are you like me, where you're not a lover of the transformation challenge as much, or are you more like Natalie? We absolutely love it. Just what did you think of sort of like the first and the third challenge? We both loved them, didn't we? And we'd love to kind of hear who your favourites were. You kind of get your favourites early on, don't you? It would be interesting to see, does everyone's favourites get far?
Often people who reflect your style, kind of thing. You're like,
absolutely,
So more of that. What's coming up in episode 2?
So they give like a little sort of hint, sneak preview, don't they, at the end of the episode. So it looks like rucksacks are being sewn for the first challenge next week, which I think that's quite soon, isn't it, to be bringing in something other than dressmaking. And I don't think they've done bag making before on the sewing bee. I don't think so.
Recall. I remember shoes, if everyone remembers shoes.
Oh yeah.
But no, that should be really good.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a good technical challenge. But under time restraint, it'd be really interesting to see how they do with that. The second one, the transformation challenge, it looks like they're working with some pretty difficult plasticky kind of fabric. So I think that will be a challenge for them. I would struggle with that, but we'll see what they make. And then the third challenge, that was swimwear, wasn't it? So yeah, I think that's an interesting one because I think a lot of people are scared of sewing swimwear, but it's really not as difficult as you think, and you know, hopefully we can maybe bring some passing suggestions of fabrics to kind of maybe help.
Again, it's a super open kind of brief, isn't it?
Yeah,
so it's going to be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think like, you know, for women's swimwear especially anyway, like from my point of view, you know, I think lots of women are really specific about what kind of swim they want. I think that's the beauty of sewing, because you can make it exactly as you want it. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think I'm quite looking forward to that actually. I think it's unusual challenges for week 2. They're bringing in
I can promise bold prints. That's what I'll deliver for my swimwear. But no, it's been fantastic. Super looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're so excited already, aren't we? About, and it's only been episode 1. I mean, I think there's 10 episodes in the series, isn't there? So yeah, we've a way to go yet, and I can't wait to get to know the contestants a bit more, see their style come through, and just see what challenges they're being given every week. But yeah, do leave us a comment below. Let us know what you thought of the show. Like Natalie said, did you agree with the judges? You know, what was your favourite? What was your garment of the week? And who do you think is, you know, maybe going to be a favourite to win? It'd be well impressive if people can guess it this early.
Are we doing like a sweepstake?
That'd be quite fun actually. If people put below who they're going to win, and we can see who guesses it right. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and me and Natalie will be back again next week to chat all through episode 2.
Can't wait.
See you then. Bye.